Welcome to IUP-TV News. I'm Vincent Lowry. Tonight we bring you stories from Rain Day, the 6 o'clock series, and the Hawk Walk.
And I'm Rachel Dawsey. Let's begin tonight by celebrating a new name for the College of Education and Communications. Reporter Tegan Schreckengoss gives us a closer look.
What was once the College of Education and Educational Technology is now the College of Education and Communications, home to all of IUP's teacher preparation courses in the largest undergrad program of the college, Communications Media. We spoke with the Dean of the college, Dr. Laura Luca-Hines, about the name change.
The College of Education and Communications, we think, is a much more comprehensive and inclusive name. So not only was Communications Media, as a significant part of our college, not represented with the Education and Educational Technology name, there are other areas that didn't fall well within that umbrella. Another one that's communications related is the speech language pathology and audiology programs under communication disorders. So we believe that education and communications not only brings in the communications media major, but also that communications disorder major. Now, if we wanted to be really inclusive, we would have tried to also find some terms that would bring in some of our graduate programming and counseling and psychology, but that became really difficult, and so we felt the name education brings under all of those areas of education and allied educational areas, and then communications brings in all of those communications related areas.
Dr. Jeff Fertangeli was responsible for designing all the college's new marketing materials. A few of the marketing materials created include a high five highlighter, a travel phone charger, and a temperature-changing cup. All the products created fall in line with the college's new slogan.
The slogan that we're using, Inspire, Transform, Lead, represents the mission of our college and of all of our departments.
After a long process starting in the spring of 2017, the college received a new identity. On opening day, a banner was placed on Stouffer Hall letting IUP know the department had received a new name. The College of Education and Communications rebranding efforts were launched during the beginning of the fall semester. I'm Tegan Schreckengoss reporting for IUP-TV News.
The name change isn't the only exciting event on campus so far this year. National recognition for IUP as a top university continues with the latest ranking from national publications. For the 24th straight year, U.S. News and World Report lists IUP as one of the best national universities. Forbes includes IUP as one of America's top colleges, and Money Magazine includes the university on its list of best colleges for your money. Some of the criteria used for including institutions on these lists are affordability, graduation rates, alumni success, and student satisfaction.
I agree. IUP is a great place for many students to flourish. There are so many opportunities for our students. Reporter Peyton Marcajon gives us a look at some of those opportunities with her trip to Crimson Blast this week.
Diverse organizations from all over campus are here today for Crimson Blast, and I had a chance to talk with a few of these groups. Crimson Blast is an event put on by the Center for Multicultural Student Leadership and Engagement. This event gives organizations a chance to get noticed and communicate to students what they stand for.
Our organization is for anyone who's interested in Korean culture, Korean food, Korean music, just Korea in general. We want to help students learn more about Korea and interact with Korean students on campus.
We stand for passionate, outgoing individuals with zeal. We're a model team here on campus. We do fashion shows, we dance, we do a lot here.
Hi, my name is Brianna Chiplin. I'm secretary, and yes, we do a lot. We do community service. We offer a lot. We let girls come into our group and learn things they never learned before, and it's just really fun.
Well, what the Latino Student Organization does is we kind of promote multiculturalism about Hispanic cultures and Latino cultures throughout the campus through events. We have meetings every Tuesdays where we talk about specific topics such as natural disasters that happen in other countries, current events, and we kind of just educate people about, stuff that happens in other countries.
These organizations all stood for something different, but one thing they all had in common was their goal of building a welcoming community at IUP.
We get to meet students who are interested in Korea, and even people who aren't interested in Korea, we get to teach them a little bit about Korea, Korean culture, Korean food, music, all that kind of stuff.
It gives us a chance to showcase what we can do, so they can see like what we're about, what we do, how we dance, how we model, how we work together as a team, so they can see that we're a unit and not just any club, you know?
Just get a little feel of us for, when our upcoming shows come, they'll know,
They know what we do.
This event has benefited our organization because we are able to expand more and kind of catch the attention of more people, whether it's through that or even through IUP Day. We've had a lot of great turnouts at our meetings because of it, so really thankful for that.
Of course, these organizations shown were not the only organizations at the event. There were nearly 30 groups, all with varying interests, including different cultures, genders, and ethnicities. If you would like to join or get more information about any of these groups, you can always find them on Crimson Connect through your My IUP account. Reporting for IUP-TV, I'm Peyton Markajon.
This week for Hawk on the Block, reporter Alexi Vakonin asked people around campus where they would like to travel.
For this week's Hawk on the Block, I went to the Oak Grove to find out which places IUP students would most like to visit and why.
I like to visit Greece because I'm really into Greek mythology and the history of Greece, and it's just really beautiful there. Yeah.
The place I would like to visit the most is Paris, because it's a nice place, beautiful, love, the Eiffel Tower, just a nice place in general.
I think the place I would like to travel to is Venice, Italy. Growing up, I read a lot of books about it and played video games like Assassin's Creed, and it's just somewhere I really would want to go as soon as I have the money.
I really like to go to Germany. I took a German class here, and I really liked the history and everything, and I'd love to experience Oktoberfest and see all the historical sites.
The place I would like to travel would definitely be Ireland, because my whole family's from Ireland and all my cousins and everyone's visited there except me. So
the place I would like to visit would have to be Greece. Just the scenery like I see on television looks so beautiful. That would be it.
Hawk on the Block is a regular feature on IUP-TV News. Maybe you'll see us on campus next week. Alex Vakonin reporting for IUP-TV News.
Coming up, I attended a public meeting that encouraged everyone to exercise their First Amendment rights. We will bring you that story, and Rachel would tell us more about IUP's Hawk Walk after this.
The Communications, Media, and Instructional Technology PhD program gave my life direction. This program was perfect for me, with a combination of research and media production. Hands-on courses gave me skills that I now pass on to my students. I use all three areas of the program, production, theory, and research, every day in my job as a college professor.
Learn how the CMIT PhD program can change your life. Visit iup.edu/CMIT.
Success. We see it every day. Hundreds of majors and programs, bachelor's degrees to PhDs, small classes, internationally known faculty who are committed to your success. Real-world experiences to guide you on your career and life path. An alumni network 120,000 strong. I'm IUP President Mike Driscoll. Visit us. Find your success at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
All your professors, all of them, they know that all it takes is one dreamer with passion, one person, and they hope in each of you that you might be that one who makes a longer-lasting light bulb, who writes music for the ages, who reaches into the mind and discovers a new star, and who can change the world of a fifth grader. We're gathered here to hope in you.
Thanks for joining us. As Vincent mentioned before the break, a public meeting encouraged people to speak up for First Amendment rights. Vincent gives us a closer look at the next step.
The next step's goal was to educate the students of IUP on possibly a new university policy to remove hate speech that is currently under the protection of the First Amendment. College campuses nationwide will be able to take the consequences of hate speech into their own jurisdiction. One of the many pioneers at IUP to push for campus-wide support is Charles Wilson Adams.
Tonight we just simply educated people who weren't educated before. Like I said, a lot of students didn't know the difference between a civility statement and a policy and why we couldn't have a policy. So now that they're educated, it's definitely a positive step because now they're more aware of what's going on and they're aware of why things has to happen and what we have to do to make that happen. There are 2 different petitions, okay? So what I showed you guys tonight started as a letter from our staff saying that they support us and everything like that. And then it was an announcement by President Driscoll that the letter that I recently referred to would be turned into a petition. So all of those signatures would in terms go on to the petition that we have. Secondly, we are creating a petition on our own, but right now it's just something that we're just now starting, and we have to go through like a lot of legal aspects of it. But when we get this petition, it would be for the mandatory diversity class that's under the liberal studies courses.
Through support of students and faculty alike, the discussion that took place leads to an understanding of the IUP way. Student Government Association President Brian Swat tells us about the culture of the conversation.
The IUP way is a culture that's founded upon the values and principles by which we should be leading and conducting ourselves as IUP students. It's something we should all strive and set out to be. It's expectations set forward by the university, and it's something that we expect to get into ourselves as students as we enter into this university. But it's about talking things civilly. It's about understanding that we may not agree with each other all the time, that we may disagree with each other on some points, but we can have that type of discussion, that type of debate in a very civil and collegial way, and that at the end of the day we can still walk away respecting each other, and we can go out into the real world and approach real challenging things and develop real sustainable effective solutions to these types of things that we see. So IUP is great in preparing our students for the real world in that, and that's what the IUP way is.
Another great event to attend this week is Women's Consortium. We Are Stronger Together is the theme of this year's Women's Consortium, sponsored by the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. Event begins on September 29th and will run through September 30th. Numerous panels and concurrent sessions will tackle issues such as women and minority faculty in STEM fields, the future of feminism, and many other topics related to education and leadership for women. Conference panels and workshops are being presented by faculty, staff, and students from the universities across the state system, including IUP, Kutztown, Clarion, and Slippery Rock.
Rachel had the opportunity to tag along on IUP's Hawk Walk and gives us this look at how the campus and community are coming together.
I am at the Hawk Walk, where a small group of students, community members, and officers are meeting together to go out door to door, resident to resident, to encourage community bonding. Before the Hawk Walk began, I had the chance to talk to a few participants about the event.
I pretty much got to the Hawk Walk because my friend, she told me about it, and I'm involved in a community service organization, so just paying it forward and helping out with the community and stuff, it's just something I really love and enjoy, and just being more involved in IUP communities is a great thing.
Community includes our businesses, our students, and our residents, so it's a positive way to kind of take that, a lot of people call it the town and gown relationship, and really put a practical application to getting to know each other and getting to patronize each other in the way of either using a local business or getting to know your neighbors. So it's a very positive, impactful program that you hear a lot of the things that aren't positive. This is one that is really a great way to start the year.
IUP police were present for the walk, and we're looking forward to being with the students.
IUP police finds it really important to make sure that we're involved with the Hawk Walk because we want as close of a connection with the students as we can get. You know, it's really important for community policing for you guys to see us as human as possible, and we want to be out there with the students, walking around, talking to everyone. We want students to see familiar faces in police officers. We don't want you to encounter us and say, oh, I've never seen them ever before. So it's really important to have a good connection with the students, meet them, have them see us, talk to them, realize we're just people too. And it's nice to have a familiar face. And oh, if I ever need anything, oh, I met Officer A. Rose at the Hawk Walk, and she was really helpful. We can talk to her later. It's really a good bonding experience between students and police.
The walk featured over 100 community members, students, and of course, Norm the Crimson Hawk. Reporting for IUP-TV News, I'm Rachel Dawsey.
In other community news, owners of businesses in downtown Indiana voted overwhelmingly against a new business improvement district, or BID. The BID proposal would have allowed businesses in the 9-block stretch of Philadelphia Street to organize and manage revitalization in the Indiana Business District and provide for services such as snow removal. The official vote count was almost 90% against the proposal. Rejection of the BID leaves some local leaders wondering how maintenance will be done in this district, as these services will now become the borough's responsibility. Sarah Moltz joins us for sports with highlights from IUP football after this break.
Receiving a Jefferson Award for public service was an honor I will always cherish. I've known since I was very young that I wanted to help make a difference, but I didn't create an organization to win an award. I did it because as a teacher, I believe all kids deserve a good start and a shot at high achievement. I'm April King, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Get my story at IUP.edu.
It's hard to explain. It just became home. There are hundreds of majors and programs, bachelor's degrees to PhDs, small classes and faculty that really get to know you. Amazing internships and everywhere, programs that help to find a job that is right for you. It's what IUP is about, a commitment to your success. See it for yourself. Visit us, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Find your success.
What does it mean to have a college degree?
I can finish what I started.
I can compete for my dream job.
What does it mean to have an IUP Communications Media degree?
I can get a promotion.
I am going to be a leader in my community.
What does it mean to get your IUP degree online?
I can afford it.
I'll have a mentor.
I did it on my own time.
Face-to-face, professor support when you need it at our North Point campus. Find out how easy it is to get your degree from IUP.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Moltz and welcome to another week of Hawk Zone Sports. If you haven't heard, the IUP women's field hockey team grabbed a huge victory this past Saturday, taking down 6th-ranked Millersville 1-0. Junior midfielder Calista Jollio scored the game-winning goal in the 54th minute of the game, making that her second game-winning goal this season. This is the second time this season the Crimson Hawks have taken down a top 10 team in the conference, beating the Kutztown Golden Bears earlier in the season. The IUP football team also took home a win after beating Edinburgh on Saturday 38-7. The IUP defense intercepted 5 passes and gave up just 287 total yards. Sophomore linebacker Damon Lloyd picked up 2 of the 5 interceptions and also tallied 6 total tackles. Superstar quarterback Lenny Williams impressed as always, throwing for 4 touchdowns and picking up 274 total yards. After the win over Edinburgh, IUP football is now 4-0 and headed to Greensburg this Saturday to face off against Seton Hill. The IUP women's volleyball team also had success this past weekend as senior outside hitter Natalie Signetti hit the 1,000 career kill milestone, helping IUP to a 3-set conference win over Kutztown. Signetti takes a spot as the 5th player in program history to reach 1,000 kills. Saturday's victory was the 5th straight win for the Crimson Hawks, improving their record to 11-3 overall and 2-0 in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Locally, the Homer Center varsity football team from Homer City remained undefeated with a 5-0 record. Homer Center stands in 2nd place in the Heritage Football Conference. They jump back in action this Friday, September 29th at 7 p.m. against United. If you're in Indiana this weekend, please come out to George P. Miller Stadium to watch the women's IUP field hockey team play #1 ranked East Stroudsburg at 1:30. Women's soccer plays at South Campus Field against Millersville at 1, and the women's volleyball team plays at the KCAC against Westchester also at 1 p.m. And that's all for sports. Vincent and Rachel will be back with this week's events calendar after this.
I fell in love with the campus, with the people, with my IUP life. See it for yourself. Visit us, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Find your success.
The brain is a remarkable organ. It's almost infinite in its capacity. Its ability to reach its full potential is limited by only one thing: the heart. For if the heart isn't fully engaged in what you're doing, if you have no drive, no passion, the brain will simply go through the motions. Find your success at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Receiving a Jefferson Award for public service was an honor I will always cherish. I've known since I was very young that I wanted to help make a difference, but I didn't create an organization to win an award. I did it because as a teacher, I believe all kids deserve a good start and a shot at high achievement. I'm April King, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Get my story at IUP.edu.
Welcome back. IUP's 6 o'clock series is a regular feature at IUP, and reporter Paige Kreischer brings us a story from this week's program about politicians and social media and the First Amendment.
So Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. The 6 o'clock series is a series of panels where students, faculty, and members of the community have the chance to discuss current issues and see them from different perspectives. During September 25th's discussion, the panelists focused on politicians blocking social media pages, including Donald Trump and his use of Twitter, and social media corresponding with the First Amendment.
Panelists weighed in on this in a variety of ways. So we heard from Dr. Gwen Torges from political science, and she's a First Amendment expert, so she was really talking about what is the question that this comes down to, and is this Twitter account actually Donald Trump the man, or is this Twitter account Donald Trump the president?
Even with the First Amendment in place, social media platforms still have their own terms and conditions. A question posed by Professor Calderon was, is your speech protected on these social media platforms?
So your speech isn't protected there. They can decide that actually no, you are violating their terms and conditions.
Social media is a public space, and so the line between public and private has really been blurred there.
And then we heard from Christine Baker, Dr. Christine Baker from History, who just talked about her own use of Twitter and the kinds of regulations or recommendations that Congress gets, and she really emphasized that actually the recommendations for their Twitter and social media use are pretty vague, so they don't have a lot, politicians don't have a lot of guidance.
The panelists also brought up points about protecting your online profile and what impacts your post online may have on your reputation.
When you're posting, you're leaving this trail, and you are setting up an image, and that image leads to a reputation. And I think those words were really helpful. You have this digital footprint, and you have to brand yourself. It sounds callous, but it's something to think about.
For IUP-TV News, this is Paige Kreischer.
Reporter Jackie Gillis has been following the events of the Haven Project and has this story about Rain Day in the Oak Grove.
It's a beautiful day here at IUP, so you might be wondering why there are umbrellas all around the Oak Grove. These umbrellas are here to raise awareness for Haven Project's Rain Day.
Well, Rain Day, RAIN stands for Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, and they have the largest online hotline and also a phone hotline to help victims and survivors of domestic and sexual violence. This is our annual day of action. So this is going on nationwide, but here at IUP, we put out all these umbrellas, and if you look at them, they have facts on them, supportive sayings, also resources. We put this out to raise awareness, but also to show that we support victims and survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. Well, because it's Rain Day, we put the umbrellas out, and I think they make a really great visual display. We've seen a lot of people come by and take pictures, and we're very excited about that. It's something that you really can't ignore. We have a lot of different organizations, a lot of Greek organizations. We have different like we have the counselor, student education, they came and did one. We have like umbrella making workshops. We had a couple last week, and so we invite any organization or anyone, an individual can come by, decorate an umbrella, and we put it out. We have these, we keep these umbrellas from year to year, and so as you can see, we've got quite a lot, but we like to keep growing. I'd like to, at some point, be able to blanket the entire Oak Grove.
IUP's project is just a part of Rain Day's national event. Counseling and support for students who have experienced sexual violence is one of the many services offered by the Haven Project. Reporting for IUP-TV News, I'm Jackie Gillis.
Put your business suit on and head over to the KCAC on Wednesday to be part of IUP's Career Expo and Graduate School Affair. The event starts at 10 Wednesday morning and gives IUP students a chance to meet with representatives from local and national companies, as well as talk to representatives from graduate programs from many area universities. All students are welcome, but juniors and seniors are especially urged to attend and polish their networking skills. You can download an app, Career Fair Plus, to get an updated listing of an employer and graduate school representatives who will be at the event, which is sponsored by IUP's Career and Professional Development Center.
There are a few events coming up you might want to keep in mind.
As our reporter Paige Kreischer, last week IUP students can redress with some furry friends at the Center for Health and Well-Being. Just Paws therapy dogs are at the center on Wednesday night from 6 to 7. Are you worried about getting the flu this winter? If you are, the Center for Health and Well-Being will offer flu shots at a health promotion event on Thursday. The Student Health Expo For the Health of It will run from 1 to 4 in the Oak Grove and include representatives from several IUP health and wellness offices.
The founder of the nonprofit group To Write Love on Her Arms, Jamie Twarkowski, will talk to IUP students about depression and thoughts of suicide. The name of the organization references the first person the group ever helped who was cutting herself with razor blades. Twarkowski's presentation is sponsored by IUP Static Group and will be Thursday at 8 in the Hub. The Student Cooperative Association will host the Homecoming Showdown on Tuesday afternoon. Groups of students can register to compete for prizes with competitions in ladder golf, dodgeball, and an obstacle course. Gift cards, t-shirts, and tickets to upcoming IUP shows are some of the prizes teams can win.
IUP's Center for Multicultural Student Leadership and Engagement presents the courtroom drama, The Defamation, on Tuesday at 7 in Gorell Recital Hall.
We thank you for watching IUP-TV News.
But before we leave you tonight, one last story to mention. Downtown Indiana will host Oktoberfest on Saturday afternoon from 2 to 6.
The event features tastings from several craft breweries, including Indiana's Levity Brewing and Noblestein Brewing. The event also features food trucks and music in the old parking lot of the Old Borough Building on North 7th Street.
Tickets are available from the Downtown Indiana office. For all of us with IUP-TV News, I'm Vincent Lowry.